Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another pocket page. The layout for this one is it has three 6x4 pictures on one side, and then the other side is a full 6x12 side to document a miniature layout there. This time around, this pocket page doesn't both sides of these pocket pages don't have quite a bit of photos, but it works out great since I have quite a bit of open space. I do start to pull in a few more embellishments that I normally would on other pocket pages. So the first thing, which I think is the hardest part for me in terms of pocket pages, is deciding on what patterned paper I'm going to use. I try to focus on the colors of the picture to bring in just the right amount of color so as not to overpower the entire picture or again, you know me, I'm all about balance in terms of making layout pages. So for this week, this pocket page, at least the time that I'm documenting it, I only have these 3 photos to document. So I'm going to put them in a triangle. The first thing that I'm going to work on is on the bigger photo, which has both of my kids, and I used an X-Acto knife to cut up that flower and bring it up. And I'm going to layer a flower on top of that with this cute little snail. This time around, I did mess around with how I approach this pocket page. Normally, I focus on adding all the patterned paper before moving on to working on embellishments. Here, it just happened as I was making as I was adding the pictures and the patterned paper, I also had an idea of the embellishments that I was going to bring in. I added this wooden frame around that picture of my youngest, added this butterfly just for a little bit of detailing, and I used this title that says recuerdos, which is Spanish for memories. And yeah, you'll see it. I'll pull it up in just a bit. For the pockets that have pictures in them, I don't go too crazy adding embellishments. I do add quite a bit of smaller embellishments to the pockets that mainly have patterned paper. So for the pockets that have pictures, I don't use such a heavy hand of embellishments, other than a few wood veneers and maybe a die cut here and there. The ones that have pattern paper on them, in them, I do add quite a bit of embellishments, but they are on the smaller side, which is what you'll see here on these little 2x2 squares. I'll just add a little mishmash, a butterfly, a car wood veneer, some floral stems, puffy hearts, and a die cut that I pop up on craft foam. And what I'm trying to do is, since my youngest is wearing a dark teal shirt and my oldest is wearing kind of that mustard colored shirt, I'm trying to make sure that my embellishments have those colors so that everything blends well in overall on the layout. There's also quite a bit of cream and light beige in these papers and in the photos as well, which is why I'm trying to blend in quite a bit of those more neutral colors as well. I'm almost done with this bigger part, and then I'll add that photo in. Yeah, my brain was like all over the place for this layout, for this pocket page, because I was, I don't know, I guess what I was listening to Hunger Games. um, so yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. Um, so normally I would have already flipped over to the backside and started working on gluing things down before finally finishing up one of the sides. But this time around, I was like, nope, I'm going to do my own thing, even though the other version was my own thing as well. But yeah. Here's where I'm going to add the date of when these pictures were taken. I add a little, just a little embellishment cluster right in the center of that journaling card. I do pop it up on craft foam, and then I'll add in the date with a gold pen. And I also do a little doodle towards the corner of that journaling card. There we go, add that in, and let's flip on over. The other side, I am going to use that same pattern paper from one side. Since I liked the other side, I'm just going to use that same thing. I'm going to place my bigger photo there, and I'll do mostly the same thing. I'll add the embellishments towards the bottom where the 2x2 squares are. And then I'm trimming down the 3 pictures that I want to document. And there's a picture of Buster, a picture of Amy, and then a picture of a family outing that we had. And it's so cool that the backside of that card that I used is perfect for the picture that I'm documenting. And then I realized that the backside was perfect for each of these pictures. So I did not have to add any extra patterned paper other than like a mat for the bigger picture. So this part was pretty straightforward. Focusing on this bigger part, the 6x12 part, I do add a little bit of black with that frame, since the other side of the layout has quite a bit of dark colors because Buster and Amy do have dark brown, black hair. So in order to balance it out, I decided to add a little bit more in terms of embellishments that were on the black and white side. I trim off the excess of that butterfly to pop it up on craft foam and place it just below the picture. And then I quote unquote dress up the little 2x2 squares. I just kept it minimal. I added a few enamel dots, some die cuts that I popped up on craft foam. And then the other side of the layout of I keep saying layout, but of the pocket page was pretty straightforward. I just trimmed the pictures down, glued them in their like special places. And then for the one in the middle, that's a picture of Amy, I just added a few embellishments and enamel dots. And the bottom one where Buster is, I just added a few stickers. And I then added the journaling with a gold pen. And each of those photos got some text, as well as the dates that we used, that not the dates that we used, the dates that these pictures were taken. And I just love it when a layout or pocket page comes together in the way that these did, these both of these sites, because it's just I don't know, it was so effortless, and I can't wait to make more patterns, not patterns, that's crochet, more pocket pages like these. See, that's what I was saying. The minimal embellishments that I added to the bottom two pockets. And yeah, stick around because close-ups will be coming up in just a bit. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a crafty day.